A very good day to you. This is, of course, Chat Trap with me, Jamie, right here on Relax Radio. Hope you are having yourself an amazing day so far. It is a beautiful day. And listen, if you are not as motivated as you should be, or if you're not feeling all that great, well, then don't worry about it because we're here to make sure that you have the best day possible. So make sure that you keep it tuned right here on Relax Radio. And if you want to take us with you wherever that you go, it's super simple. All you got to do is download our app on your phone. It's available absolutely free of charge on iOS and Android. So make sure that you download our app on your phone so that you could take us with you wherever that you go. I am Jamie, and this is the final few minutes of the chat trap. But don't worry because we are with you all 24/7, 365. We got Nick coming up on the other side to keep you updated about all the real things that are happening in the UK and around the world. So make sure that you keep it tuned right here on Relax Radio. And if you want to say hi to me, if you want to have a little conversation about whatever that is going on, it's super simple because all you got to do is make sure that you connect with me on our social media platforms. That is Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. You could say hi to me. You could join in on the conversation because I would absolutely love to hear from you. Now, with that being said, right now I want to talk about something very interesting, and that's criticism. It's something that every single one of us faces at every single point in our life. Okay, but I feel like a lot of us have an issue dealing with criticism. But what I want to try to do is to help you deal with criticism and help you not worry about criticism in life. Now, listen, no matter what you do, criticism is going to follow you. It's just a part of our everyday life. You should not worry about criticism because you simply cannot make everyone happy. But what I've learned in my life is that it's important to learn from criticism. It's important to accept it, learn from it, and then let it go. So if you are pursuing your dreams in life, you will be more familiar with criticism. If you're doing something that you love, if you're actually trying to accomplish something, you are going to be very familiar with criticism. Because listen, if you are not being criticized, you are not taking enough actions. No matter what you do, you will find people that are ready to criticize you. Okay. So if you want to avoid criticism, I guess you need to say nothing, do nothing, and be nothing. So I guess criticism essentially shows us that you are absolutely doing what you're supposed to be doing in life. Now, what I feel like through my personal experience, I feel like in the world that we live in this society, people throw their own failures at you. How people take it out on themselves is by making sure that you feel like a failure. So if they believe that if they cannot, you cannot as well. Whereas this is absolutely not true. Everyone has their own potential. Each of us is born with this amazing, unique talent. So if somebody else did not succeed, it doesn't mean you won't succeed. It doesn't mean you will fail too. Never stop trying. Failure simply means that you are a part of the race and you just got to keep going. Now, the next thing I do want to talk about is a fear of criticism. Personally, for me, a fear of criticism has kept me from doing a lot of things that I love to do. Fear of criticism essentially creates so many limitations for us at that point. It stops you from doing what you love. It stops you from being the person that you truly want to be. You know, if you have some idea to start your own business or start your own YouTube channel or whatever it is, if you fear being criticized or if you fear failure, you are never going to be able to do anything valuable in your life. And someday, when you look back at your life, you aren't going to be happy with the kind of life that you live. So don't worry so much about what others think of you. Okay? Realize that that's just how people function. They're always going to say shit about you. They're always going to say things about you. But what you got to do is make sure that you keep going at it and that you accomplish every single thing that you want to. Now, with all of this being said, I want to try to help you deal with criticism because I know it's so much easier said than done. Okay, so how exactly can you as an individual deal with criticism in life? One thing that I do when I face criticism is I take criticism as a motivation. See critiques, see people that look down on you as motivators. Okay? They say things to you because they can't accomplish what you are doing. However, do only if you want to do it. You are born with everything that you need to become the best version of yourself. Don't let somebody else's words stop you from doing that. I guess, I don't know, for me, it's my opinion that the greatest pleasure in life isn't luxury cars or isn't expensive houses, but the greatest pleasure in life is doing what other people say that you couldn't do. So I guess my first note or tip to you is that you need to take criticism as a motivation. Now, the second thing that I do want to talk to you about to help you deal with criticism is to take roads less traveled. Now, if you want to avoid criticism, the easiest thing to do right now in our society is to go with the flow, is to go with the crowd. You are not going to face any criticism if you just do what every single other person is doing on a day to day basis. However, if you want to lead your life in your way, the way that you love, you've got to take the road less traveled. Yeah, you know that it's going to be so full of difficulties. Why? Because people haven't seen you doing something like this before. And people are naturally going to hate on you for doing that. But I guess out of difficulties comes an opportunity. So make sure that you do that. You grab the opportunity and don't go with the flow. Go with your heart and do what your heart desires. The next thing that, I mean, you are definitely going to relate to this because one thing that we all do is overthink. Okay. When we take a big step, or before we take a big step, before we pursue our dreams, we tend to overthink so much. Okay, we think about what our family is going to think. We think about what our relatives are going to think. We think about what our friends will say. But if you really want to do something, go ahead and do it. People will always have something to say. Indeed, you will be criticized if you fail, but remember that you will find critiques even when you succeed. So criticism is just going to be there always. And in my point of view, I feel like criticism at the end of the day just is a pinpointer that shows you that you are actually doing something in life. So don't overthink, don't think too much. And finally, listen to everybody. Make sure that you hear other people's opinions, but make sure that you decide for yourself. Now, that's something that is kind of controversial because all the time we talk about, oh, don't listen to other people's opinions, don't consider other people's opinions, which is fair enough. Opinions are just that, opinions. But I guess when you hear other people, you get different perspectives. So make sure that you consider different perspectives, but make sure that you are independent and that you are strong enough to make your own decisions. So take suggestions, take opinions of other people while making a big decision in life, but make sure that you don't accept somebody else's limitations as your own. Okay, so be strong enough to make the decision for yourself, but of course, take in suggestions, learn from other people's life experiences. Finally, just before I go, I want to remind you, do not take criticism too hard. Okay, for some reason, if we hear 100 praises and one criticism, I want you to ask yourself, what exactly are you going to be thinking about? If you do something and you have 100 people praising you about what you do, and then there's that one person that says, what are you doing? And they criticize you for what you are doing, you are most definitely going to be thinking about one negative perspective. So I want to remind you, don't take criticism personally. It's just a part of the process. You've got to believe the process and you've got to just go with it. So believe in yourself, believe that you are absolutely capable of anything that you set your mind to, and just believe in yourself. Because I don't know, I believe that you are capable of anything and you are capable of becoming the best version of yourself. So those were a few tips and tricks that you can use in order to get rid or in order to deal with criticism. Of course, again, I'm going to tell you before I go, make sure that you acknowledge and accept criticism and make sure that you don't take it into heart and that you use it as a learning experience. Now, with that being said, it's about that time for me to head on out of here, but make sure that you keep it tuned right here on Relax Radio, because we are giving you the very best of content 24/7, 365. I will see you soon. But make sure that you keep it tuned right here on Relax Radio. With that being said, hope you have a blessed, blessed day ahead of you.